You know, some of these, you know, you go through them and there's a lot of like pretty blank ones. You know, Kenny, you're right on top of it. You got, you know, Cigna, Colonial Life. You had, you know, employee participation on how it worked and stuff like that. I mean, that's great information, right? You know, some of you, it's just kind of like, how many long-term employees you have? 6, right? And then, you know, employee contribution to health is no, but you don't have any health insurance information. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So like, we gotta get a little better at that. But this week, here's the assignment. Just put your name on the damn thing, all right? We're gonna stick with that. But the more this information you have, the more opportunity. You know, here's one that they kind of seem to have went through very fast, right? You know, they had the year the company was established, right? And it's a 1950s date. Is there a pretty damn good chance, since that company started 70 years ago, that I should have asked who started it? You know what I mean? Is it likely, unless you were sitting across from Joe Biden himself, who's 90, right? Right? Is there a good chance that the person you're talking to did not start it if it started in 1954?
Yep.
Right? So that's a good opportunity to build rapport, right? You know, hey, that's great. 1954 started. Did you buy the company? Did you inherit the company? Did your grandfather start the company? Right? They go, oh, my grandfather started. You know, what led him to want to start, you know, this kind of company? You know, oh, you know, he met my grandma in France and they loved each other and blah, blah. Oh, that's so nice, blah, blah, blah. So let me ask you, how many of your family members are still involved in the company? Right? And the good, a lot of times they're going to say, just me. You know, I own it. All my family members are out, just me. Other times you're going to be like, oh, my sister owns a part, my brother owns a part, blah, blah, blah. So let me ask you, I know you said you were the decision maker for the benefits, which that question's not asked here, right? It's not on here, it's not answered, right? Who does, you might find out, hey, you know what? I listen to everything, but my sister really makes the call, right? Well, is your sister available? You know, well, she's not here right now. You know, if she ain't too busy, then we can get her on speaker. You know what I mean? Because the worst thing you can do when you have multiple business partners, especially who are family, right, is to negotiate with one and let the others think you're cutting out. Like you're cutting them out. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Right? So like you talk to like Chad, right? And Chad, you know, you negotiate, you have a good time with Chad, but then all of a sudden he goes to his sister, right, who's really in charge, right? And he goes, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. She goes, well, why are you cutting me out of this? Why are you cutting me out of this decision making? So let me ask you a question. Think of it like this. When you have a family-owned business, right, and let's say there's 3 or 4 brothers and sisters who own it, which one of them works there and runs the day-to-day? The most intelligent one? The one with all the power? Or the one that can't keep a job anywhere else? Right. Right? It doesn't matter. He runs the day-to-day. He got the key. He got the alarm system. And he knows the lock. You know what I mean? He knows how to open the safe. Right? He's the brother who keeps making mistakes. Right? He's the brother who barely passed high school. He's the brother whose parents were wealthy because they owned a business, who probably smoked weed and drank beer and, you know, chased girls and probably has 2 or 3 baby mamas. Right? He can't keep a job anywhere else. So why can't we just have the biases to assume that if there's a sister, they're involved? I can tell you this, in all the car dealerships that I ran, right? A lot of times there was the husband who seemed to run it, right? But what was funny is 90% of the time, the husband owned nothing. The wives owned everything, right? So I got smart, because I used to go to a guy named Mark and say, Mark, we should do this tonight. He goes, I realized real quick that Mark wasn't whatever, right? Well, then we had a dinner once, and I got his wife's number, right? And I just started skipping Mark, and I would just text the wife, right? And she'd be like, oh my God, Aaron, that's a great idea, let's do it. And then she would tell her husband, we're doing it. Did you see what I mean? Right, yes. And what's interesting about it, she was a lady in that Michael Jordan documentary. Right? Remember the Pacers fan who was crazy? That was her, right? I used to run the Ed Martin group, right? And she's Ed Martin's daughter, one of them, there's 2 of them, right? So what you gotta realize sometimes is you guys gotta think kind of strategically, and that's the value of this benefit fact sheet. Don't just write off the information. It's not a Scantron that you don't know the answers to, and you just put all B's or C's, or whatever you used to do, you know what I mean? Or you make a nice figure, right? It's not that. It's there to give you rapport opportunities. It's there for you to strategically think about how to connect with these people, and it's a rapport building tool. Once you know something about these people besides the research you've already done, it's just so much easier to build on that. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So hopefully, and I really feel as we get better at these and we continue to get better at the skills